If you were going to name a new month after yourself, what would you call it? If they called you get July after Julius Caesar. What would your month be named, Matt?
I don't know, probably like Mattias or something. What would yours be, Matt?
What are we even? We're rolling, so I mean, all this is just going into the episode. This stimulating conversation that we have here.
Hello, welcome everybody to another episode of Jupiter's Crock here on the Outpost Unknown YouTube channel. Hit that like and subscribe for all things ancient Rome. So
until we stop talking about ancient Rome.
Yeah, until we do. So we have made it to the finale of season 1 of HBO's Rome. It's called Kalends of February, episode 12. If you listened to last week's episode, you know that Ronan is a huge, huge fan of this show. So introduce yourself, Ronan, and how excited you are to talk about this finale.
Yeah. I'm here. Ronan's here. Steve's over here. Steve, tell us about the show so we can stop talking about this shit.
Are we just going right into the description?
I mean, Steve, how are you feeling about the finale? What would you want to see in this finale?
I just want to know what happens to Caesar. I enjoy his character. I want to see what he can continue to do in season 2.
Fucking liar. You're a fucking liar is what you are.
Now, Ronan, I assume you went into this finale thinking, I hope this is the shortest episode of the season so I can stop watching and get on to something else in my life. Am I correct in that assessment?
Well, I knew it wasn't going to be the shortest episode. It would have been nice if I had looked at the description in 10 minutes. Oh, great, they're just going to stab this motherfucker and it's going to be over with. Yes! No, I knew better than that. But
it's only 47 minutes long, and that includes opening and end credits, so it might actually be the shortest of the season.
And if there was any episode you wanted to breeze through, it would have been this one.
This is the one. Yeah, all like you guys keep saying, oh well, this is a setup episode for the next episode, which is a setup episode for the next episode. It all set up this is what it set up. The fucking bullshit is what it set up.
Forward to in this, I was looking forward to a satisfying conclusion to the Caesar arc. That's what I was looking forward to. Now, Steve, tell us. Weave us a spin a narrative. Tell us a yarn of how we get to this satisfying conclusion of our Caesar arc.
Steve. Spin it. Make it sound like it's good. Try it. I dare you.
Okay, so how do we get to the exciting conclusion of Julius Caesar that we've been following through one episode of Rome and also one episode of Spartacus? Well, we starting off, we don't see him at all. We start with Titus Pullo, whose name is not Polo, but Pullo, and he's in a hospital somewhere, and he's woken up by a guy like painting him like one of his French girls, and what the fuck is going on? And this artist is like, dude, like, you're famous. Like, you and Lucius Vorenus are heroes of Rome right now. You were held up as like a
there are plays and musicals about you, poems.
There's you and Vorenus represent brotherhood and redemption. You could pretty much go fuck any woman in Rome right now. And Pullo's like, oh, you don't
say no more. Yeah. He gets up and goes to Rome.
I'm back, baby.
Yep. And so I'm just gonna
got his mojo back.
Pullo's story here is weird. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna cover Pullo's story, because ultimately, like, Pullo is not.
That's the only thing worth talking about.
Pullo is not important to this episode whatsoever, and I don't really know what he's doing here. Pullo is still incredibly injured from his day in the execution arena. He hops on a horse and he tries to go to Vorenus' house. He falls off his horse. Random people find him and carry him to Vorenus' house. And so Vorenus goes to Pullo and it's like, what the fuck happened? And you find out that Pullo escaped from this hospital. Being on the horse reopened all of his wounds, so they bind him and give him drugs.
Now he's in worse shape than he was at the hospital.
Yeah, he's just incredibly injured and bleeding out, and these doctors are like, he needs to lie down and not move for at least 10 days, and then we'll see if he survives. So I'm going to come back to Varinus in a little bit, but Varinus goes to Polo and it's like, what the fuck were you thinking? And Polo's like, dude, we're heroes. We can fucking do what we want. And Varinus and Polo like rebond. Like they're laughing and everyone is happy that this.
Well, there's one person who's not
everybody
happy.
but
There's
one.
there's one person that's not happy, but everyone who's not Irini is happy that this assassinating murderer who was correctly convicted of terrible crimes is just back in the house.
Broad daylight.
In
He's
broad
not
daylight.
even a good.
It's like everyone has like forgotten that Polo, as soon as times got hard, just went out and became a murderer for hire. And so everyone's happy to have
Nice
him back,
man.
except for Irini. Irini at one point goes to gets a knife and goes to kill it. Irini, by the way, even though she is free, she continues to work in Varinus' house. I don't know her situation. Is she like a paid housekeeper now, as opposed to
so.
a slave?
Yeah, I guess.
But she what am I doing in this hand? Fuck it, calling it. She goes to kill Polo at one point, and Polo's like, you know what? Fair. But ultimately she pulls back. She can't go through with it. And so Niobe comes in and is like Irini, get the fuck out. Like, everyone would know it was you that killed him if he dies right now, so just leave. Polo later on, he gets like one of the kids in the house to like set him free, because he is like tied to the bed. He has been restrained. He gets a little boy to cut his binds, and then he goes out looking for a woman to fuck, and he's going to bring the woman back to Varinus' house to bang this woman. But
why not just go to a
as you do.
brothel?
But he
Why does he do that? Just go to a brothel, dude. Like, I don't get it.
I think he currently doesn't have money, but like at the same, I don't know. Like, we love
guess.
Titus, we love Titus, but at the same time,
He's not
I
a
think the
thinker.
three of us can admit that he is about as smart as a bag of hammers. Like, he is like just a dog shit stupid character.
Yeah, he is incredibly dumb. But he goes back to Varinus' house to sleep with this woman, but he sees Irini, the woman whose lover he murdered in cold blood, and he sees her,
And we're supposed to feel sad for Titus about.
Yeah, and so Titus is like, you know what? Actually, woman I was going to fuck and I let on. Thank you for escorting me home, but I got it first. So he kicks the woman out, and so he goes back to bed. And like a couple days later, he's got it in his head like he can't cheat on Irini, which is fucking ridiculous. But he goes back to bed. He resumes his life living in Varinus' house. At one point, Niobe makes Irini feed Titus Pullo, the guy that murdered her lover.
She spits in his porridge.
Her only revenge is she spits in his porridge, but then she still has.
It's like, I want that spit. I want that spit in
Pullo
me.
might have been into that.
That makes me horny, lady.
I think so, but that doesn't make Titus that makes him a worse character.
Irini is forced to spoon feed the man that killed her lover. And so some more time passes, and Polo is recovered now, and he's like, hey, I'm going to go to this shrine of some random goddess, and I'm going to ask for forgiveness for all the bad things I've done. Irini, would you like to come with me? And then we don't see them again for a while, but then at the end of the episode, we find out that Irini did go with him to the shrine, so Polo can ask for forgiveness, and then they walk away holding hands.
Now they're holding hands, y'all.
Well, they're like married.
What?
They're
They're
like
married
now.
Are they married?
When did that happen?
That ceremony around the tree is the marriage.
What?
What? I thought that was just the forgiveness ceremony.
God
that was a marriage?
Damn it!
They're like married, I think.
Jesus!
Because back in ancient Rome, you just walked around a tree like 4 times and did a little thing, and you were considered married.
Then
that's not true. You're making that up.
No, I'm serious.
The Titus Pullo subplot has become the stupidest part of this show. I hate what's going on with Pullo. I hate that he goes off to become an assassin and murders people in cold blood, and then he's just instantly forgiven, and then he marries the woman whose lover he killed.
Nothing has happened for him to earn this back. He put no work into it. It just happened.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look this up just to make sure I'm correct about the marriage, but I'm pretty sure I am. But continue. I'm
that
looking
makes
this up
it
now.
even dumber. I hated what they did to Pullo and Pullo's supporters. In
I
the
was
last few
already at
episodes
like
of this.
almost maximum frustration and anger, but now you have just turned the knob up even higher. God damn it!
That is so crushingly stupid. Who wrote that? Why? Like, Arini's not like a famous Roman figure, and they're trying to adapt their story. Like, this is something they made up for this show, right?
Yeah, I believe she's made up. Titus and Varenus.
Yeah, I know they're real.
They're known people. From my understanding of it, they are mentioned once in like Caesar's memoirs. He mentions like a soldier T, like Apollo, V Varenus, and that's
Polo.
like that's all that we have of those two people. We don't know anything else about them outside of the fact that Caesar actually mentions them by name. That's it. Everything else with them, you get artistic license for because we don't know.
That is just dumb.
Google says they are married.
Wow.
I mean
Jesus
that's what Google says.
That is wow. Anyways, that's all Titus does in this episode. Like he contributes nothing to the story other than raising our fucking blood pressure. Wow, that is just
Frankie
dumb.
is in my lap, and he is also shaking with anger right now.
Anything else that we need to say about Pullo in this episode? Because I covered everything he does.
I agree with you. It's a really bad way to end his character arc this season. It's
wrap up his story for
it's-
season one.
It's one of like I'm curious of what could they have done to make his character better. So
He should have
to
just
make
left
us actually
Irini
feel
alone.
sympathy.
Accept
Yeah.
that there's no sympathy anymore, but just accept that he fucked up Irini's life and put distance between them. Instead, he continues to court her after he murdered her lover in cold blood.
This
Okay,
is a fucked
okay,
up thing in Hollywood where you'll constantly get this where like men who haven't done anything to earn and are just actively within the story, like have done everything to not get like finger quotes get the girl, still end up getting the girl only because like well we got to have a happy ending. It's like no, it's
Okay. If this helps you at all, it won't. But if it does, I'm looking at the HBO Rome wiki right now. So at the end
Tell
of
us
this,
what was cut.
yeah, at the end of this episode, he walks off with her. It's at the this is spoiler alert for the next episode, the season or episode 1 of season 2. At the beginning of the next episode, Pullo asks her to marry him, in which she then accepts, and then Pullo hears that Caesar's been assassinated. So it's literally like not till the next episode, but 10 minutes from whenever they're walking off today. So they're still getting married. They're still, and she says yes. So,
But within the time vortex of this show, that 10 minutes was probably 57 years.
Speaking of the time vortex, I
So
looked it up.
maybe he earned it in that time.
According to the wiki for the show, 7 years have passed between episode 1 and now episode 12.
that's crazy. That's too much.
Would it have hurt? How much would it have added to the budget to have put in a timestamp?
You know something that I just realized the other day? Are Pompey and Caesar ever on screen at the same time?
You know what? I don't think they are.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No,
on
because
screen-
Pompey's
yeah.
in Rome.
And then
Yeah,
Pompey
Pompey's-
flees before Caesar gets there.
He flees, and they're in the battles and whatnot. I mean, he sees. I mean, Pompey's severed head is in the same shot as Caesar.
Yeah,
You know what?
yes.
You know what? I'm gonna.
All right. All right. Pullo, Titus Pullo is a problem in this episode. We all agree. So I'm just going to move on so we can cover the rest of this. What's going on with Varenus? Well, aside
Yeah,
from
he's
being
gonna
happy-
become a problem too.
aside from being happy that his murderous buddy is back, he has been granted land by Caesar, and so he and Niobe have some sort of like ritual out in like the mud to make the land fertile. He also has to then put on his best robe and go like throw himself before Caesar and beg for mercy, essentially. And so he goes to Caesar and he's like, oh, hang on, let me back up. Before that scene, Cicero and basically all of the senators are very upset that Caesar is about to allow other races into the Senate. It's like all the shit Caesar has done, Cicero has gritted his teeth and dealt with it. But as soon as Caesar is going to allow a Gaul onto the Senate, now Cicero is like, fuck it. Now you've gone too far, allowing some equity into the Senate.
How dare you let the French in here?
Yeah, but there's another aspect of why Cicero is so pissed off about this as well, because Caesar is appointing 100 senators to go in here, and those are all going to be votes for Caesar, whatever Caesar wants.
Caesar is trying to diminish the power of the old Roman senators.
Yeah.
It's just
not a good idea.
Because I feel like Cicero was less bothered by the fact that there's 100 new senators and more bothered by the fact that they were different races.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because most Romans didn't view those people as Roman citizens. They're not the equal of a Roman citizen. So the idea of just taking a Gaul and bringing them.
Yeah. We see it's like echoes of history in the past. Like today, instead of it just being the Roman Senate, we would just call it the GOP. It all comes back. It all goes full circle.
Anyways, so they're having this little powwow where Caesar's talking about all the new non-Roman senators he's going to create. Varinus shows up, and Caesar's like, "Well, Varinus, I could throw you in the arena. I could throw you off this special rock that we apparently have. Basically,
I want a special rock. I want that in today's politics.
But you apparently you violated my direct order. What am I to do with you?" And then Caesar says, "Well, in doing this, you made yourself a hero of the people, which means I can't punish you. Which means I must reward you. So congratulations, Varinus. You are now a senator of Rome." And when this happened, two things happened. One, out loud, I actually said, "Oh, come on." And then after that, I immediately thought, this is where Ronan's going to have a fucking aneurysm.
Did you have an aneurysm, Ronan?
At this point, I had an aneurysm a little bit ago, so I don't. You can only have so many aneurysms, but in advance, I was already kind of like peak pissed, and it goes up from here. It still goes up, but
Cicero had an aneurysm. Cicero is like a fucking pleb. He's not even of our strata.
Yeah,
what are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, because I think that Cicero being upset about Varinus happens, and then after that, I might be wrong, but I think after that is when, at least my recollection, it's all anger and rage. What's after that is when he was starting to be upset. Oh, they're letting the French in here. Oh, the fucking Gauls. In fairness, nobody wants the French around anyway, but it's still.
Wow. I'm not editing that out, so whatever happens, happens.
What if I said it's wrong? Anyway, so I was already kind of this fucking show was but then also so that he's getting made into a senator, and in the back, that actually, my second thought kind of counteracted the anger of the plot armor. That it's why isn't Polo getting any kind of... he gets a stupid-ass reward with, a wife that he didn't earn. And
he's murdering everybody in broad daylight.
Keeps murdering... He murdered the person that she actually did love. But, Titus and Varinus are supposed to be a two-package deal. It's FZR and Ronan. It's Penn and Teller. It's a duo. You pay for both, not one. Why does, no benefits ever passed down to him? Why is this?
Because he's murdering people in broad daylight.
That doesn't matter to them.
Caesar already said last episode, he's like, I can't do fucking anything about this guy because the people are going to turn on me. They're going to just think I'm sending Polo out to, murder all of my enemies. He's like, it looks bad. He can't then just suddenly, now you're a senator as well. You're a senator.
Well, no, I didn't mean why isn't he getting made into a senator? But I kind of figured okay, he's now a hero of the people because of what happened. He and Varinus, they're supposed to be heroes of the Romans. Why is there any kind of not only have you been granted amnesty, you are now going to be made such and such in the legions or whatever? Because that's clearly the only life he is good at. Don't ever let this motherfucker out of the army.
His benefit, Ronan, is he gets any woman in Rome's legs to open for him because he's now a hero. That's the perk that he gets. By the way, I love Varenus' look on his face when she's like, "Congratulations, you're a senator now," and he's like, "What?" Like,
he's barely handling the magistrate job, but at the very least, like, he's actually, just because of that, like, cut to the pointness of him. It's just like, stop telling me about how great of a day it is. Tell me what it is you fucking want. Jesus Christ, I appreciate that out of him, and that's interesting perk for a Roman senator to have. But like, he didn't want to be a magistrate, but now suddenly he's like, I'm a senator. Holy God, I'm a senator. Like,
well, Senate comes with lots of money.
It's
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
He's
so
now
it's kind of,
rich.
it's similar. I guess that is the subtle, I guess, corruption of his character, is that like at first he resists the urge to be a magistrate because he doesn't trust Caesar, but by this point now it's like, I'm a senator, woo, kind of thing.
I don't think he's like super
I don't
happy
think he's
about
happy
it.
about it. I think
he's just kind of like,
accepting it.
I got to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's a better way to look at it. It's like he just kind of accepts it at this point. It's like they're gonna make me proconsul soon. Watch it. Obviously they don't, but
all right.
Still,
let's move on here. So Caesar names Varenus to the Senate, and then later on we kind of find out why. Caesar is having a meeting with the bookkeeper and Mark Antony, and they're trying to tell Caesar to like get more guards. Like, you need to like double your guard. You are going to have so many enemies. And then Caesar says, no, I'm not going to do it. Instead, I'm just going to make Varenus my protege. I'm going to have Varenus follow me around everywhere under the guise of I'm teaching him how to be a senator. In actuality, Caesar has just made Varenus his bodyguard. So Caesar knows that, one, Varenus was in the Legion. He's a great fighter. He helped Titus Pullo fight off all these gladiators. And two, Varenus is like a well-liked, well-respected man of the people. Anyone who kills me would also have to kill Varenus, and then that would make them an enemy of the people. So Caesar is like
smart.
Multiple steps ahead in this scene. So
he's actually playing 4D chess as opposed to some other politicians who don't know how to play checkers.
So when I saw that kind of brought me back a little bit, because at first I was like, oh, come on. I was starting to be on Ronan's side with the ridiculous plot armor, but seeing Caesar like had a
when you do it like that,
Varenus,
when you do it like that, there's an explanation.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's an explanation for it. It's not just this happens because we need this character to stay alive. This happens because Caesar actually there's actually a plot reason for it. So in that instance, I don't think it's plot armor when there's actually like a reason outside of character has to live to be in the next episode, y'all.
I will point out that Caesar doesn't even show up in this episode until about 20 minutes into it, which I was disappointed by. But Posca and Mark Antony are, because Mark Antony's like, look, man, you're going to make a lot of fucking enemies putting all of these Gauls in the Senate. And he's like, you need to double the amount of people you got covering you, like bodyguards. And Caesar's just like, nah, I got Varenus. No one will fuck with him. I feel like he would have upped the amount of bodyguards that he has. It's just weird that he doesn't.
I should have, but like considering how I don't know historically what he actually did, if he even upped his bodyguard count, because like it's very possible he's just like at this point he genuinely feels himself to be untouchable and thinks like I don't even really need this one guy, but I'll have a guy
god,
here,
right?
Yeah. He thinks he's a god at this point. He painted his face red, not everything. That has symbolism for these people. So it's like he might just be like tripping on power at this point, which I can actually buy that.
I really enjoyed this scene with Posca, the bookkeeper, and Mark Antony and Caesar, because it's like they're just having like a friendly chat where like Posca and Mark Antony are trying to convince Caesar get more guards and whatnot. There's banter between Mark Antony and Caesar where Caesar's like, I know you're loyal to me because if you were going to betray me, you would have done it already. And Mark Antony's like, yeah, don't fucking think I didn't think about it. Like, I might have stabbed you in the back at one point. But they're like smiling during all this. It's clear that these three people are actually like friends, despite like all of the backstabbing and political bullshit going on. I enjoyed this scene quite a bit, and plus it brought me back from the ledge of being just incredulous that once again Varinus is being rewarded for doing the opposite of what Caesar wants him to do. I believe this is the episode. We started to talk about this last episode, but I think this is the one where Caesar's wife just randomly appears, just returns to the show, and is like, "Oh, Caesar, I've been having bad dreams about you." And Caesar's like, I've been having bad dreams forever. It's fine. Who cares? Who cares that you just saw like a murder of crows, like in the shape of a skull floating through your mind?
That's a Tuesday for me.
And that is Caesar's reaction. It's like, it's fine. It's fine. Do I want to call this? Do I want to call 5K?
Don't give this motherfucker what he wants.
All right, I'm not.
Do you think that we should have seen more issues with Caesar's health throughout the season? Like, we had that one sort of like seizure, right, that he has way back second or third episode,
and then
but then it's never even brought up, and years have gone by. Do you think that we should have like continued to see that, or we just assume he still has epileptic fits?
I don't think we necessarily needed to see it, but it should have been at least brought up. You know, maybe somebody else in the know that knows that he has the. What was it they called it? I forget what it was they called it, but
I forgot. But it's like a curse from Apollo. Yeah,
I think Steve's right. The Morbids, but there should have been some mention of that. It's like, careful, Caesar, you're such and such. You have to be mindful. Yeah, maybe at least mention it once or twice.
Him and Octavian together or something, where Caesar's getting angry or something about something, and Octavian's like, you gotta be less stressed in your life.
So there is some genuine history with like Caesar and Octavian, and the fact that like they only ever like Caesar does make him heir and all that stuff, but they only ever I think they might have spent like 2 months together, like, you know, like in total. Like that, like, because they didn't interact all that much historically, but Caesar just liked the cut of his jib, so like he eventually makes him his heir. So they actually wouldn't have had that many times to interact with each other. But, you know, again, a lot of the rest of the show is just like, you know, artistic representation. So they could have squeezed it in.
I mean, there's a lot of things in this show that we should have seen more of. Anyway, so Calpurnia, Caesar's, random wife shows back up and has vision, and Caesar blows her off, which was the bad move, because we see the conspirators. It's Servilia and Brutus and Quintus and all the other people involved with this, and they're debating how to kill Caesar, and they mentioned Varinus, and they're like, well, we can't just do a direct attack now because, you know, Varinus is a soldier and we're not. He'll kill us all. So how do we do this? So they start talking about like poison. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I have a quick question. This was something that I thought of when they were having this whole scene here discussing, well, what the hell are we going to do? Varinus is right there. It's not like Varinus is going to have like a fucking sword on him or anything like that. He's a senator. So, like, why are they so panicked that Varinus is there? Like, I can understand if Caesar was like, I'm not going to make you a senator, Varinus. Now you're going to be my number one bodyguard. I want you by my side everywhere I go. That would make sense. But he doesn't have any weapons on him. Why couldn't they just stab the shit out of Varinus, just like they would stab the shit out of Caesar?
I mean, he doesn't have any weapons on him.
Weak little bitches who don't know how to fight.
Yeah. I mean, it's that, and two, like, Varinus might not have weapons, but he was a soldier. Like, yeah, he could probably tie them all into pretzels and make them lick their own assholes.
Take a knife and then start killing everybody.
Yeah, but if they have the numbers game, like, which is what they ultimately have, it's like, you know, he can't stop all of them, but nobody wants to be the one guy that gets got.
I don't know, man. He did beat Theocles, I guess.
All right, so we see the conspirators. It's,
my God, Steve. Do I fucking go all in here?
I don't care.
Why is everybody going all in?
This fucking stupid cowboy keeps going all in every hand.
Why are you giving him what he wants, Steve? He's just DJing.
I feel like I have a hand that has a chance. That's how
Unlike
you play
Ronan,
poker,
I
Ronan.
have millions of chips, so I'm just going to go all in, and we're going to see what happens.
Now you're gonna be frugal. Now you're gonna like not be so frugal. You're gonna spend your money.
Now I am.
Anyways, let me talk about this fucking scene. The conspirators are talking about how to actually pull this off, and the people that are not Brutus are like, let's just poison him. Like we can pay one of his slaves to kill him. We can pay his cook to poison him. They just want the job done. But Brutus is like, no, like that we are doing an honorable thing. We should not. We are killing a tyrant. That is the correct thing to do. We should not be doing this in secret. So we will kill him.
It needs to be done flamboyantly.
We will kill him. Oh goddamn! Oh, Matt and I got the same hand.
He got 3 of a kind 5.
I think we need a king. That's not a king.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, are you happy now? You gave him exactly what he wanted.
Shut up, Ronan.
Ronan,
Go
we
ahead,
had to
Steve.
go to a lower class table because of you. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Yeah, we're in the pleb table because of you.
I don't give a fuck. I'll play this game like when you're not around and spend all of these fucking chips.
Okay,
My asshole.
everyone, shut up. Let me talk about this goddamn episode. So Brutus says, "No, we will not poison Caesar. We will kill him in broad daylight on the Senate floor. So we
Like a good Roman.
so that people fucking know that we have done the right thing. Like we are not hiding. We are the good people." But they're trying to figure out how to actually do this, and they don't have any ideas because they're all afraid of Varenus. But then later on, that night, Servilia wakes up. She's like, "Wait a minute, Lucius Varenus. Like, I think I've got some dirt on him." And so now it's time for the next morning, the plan they're actually going to pull off. So Caesar and Varenus are just walking up to the Senate, and oh Jesus Christ, dude, slow down with your pocket aces.
Wow, look at it. Look at him mocking the table.
I had ace 3, so he can't. So there's only one more ace out there.
All right, come on, give him another queen just so we fuck over the cowboy. That is not a queen. All right, here we go. The next day, another guy won.
Whoever the fuck.
Caesar and Varenus are walking towards the Senate. Well, first of all, Servilia has invited Octavian and Adia to come and hang out with Servilia, and Adia and Octavian are like, well, why is she doing this? Like, Servilia hates us, but Adia is like, well, I can't give the appearance that I have to go to keep up appearances. So they go to meet with Servilia. Meanwhile, Caesar,
Jesus Christ, you all did this. You encouraged
and
this.
let me talk about this fucking episode. God damn it!
I don't want to talk about this episode anymore.
Do you want to keep delaying it? We can sit here for 7 goddamn hours while the cowboy keeps going all in every hand.
Sorry, Dad.
Shut up.
He'll leave before then.
Shut up. Caesar and Varenus are going to the Senate, and Servilia implements her master plan. Her master plan is to shut up. Mute your fucking mic. God damn it. Every fucking time. Servilia, shut up. Servilia sends her main slave person to spill the beans to Varenus about the origin of the little boy living with him.
I'm just
are you
watching
done?
the game. See, I'm watching the game. This guy is it's incredible. No, I'm not. I can't believe what I'm seeing here.
Everyone's leaving the table now because of this guy. The truth has been revealed to Varenus, and so Varenus immediately abandons being Caesar's bodyguard and stomps home to
Good old
confront
spousal
Niobe.
abuse.
And so Niobe is like Varenus confronts her. And Niobe eventually confesses, like I thought you were dead. And so Varenus grabs the knife, but he's just sitting there. And so Niobe's like, Varenus, remember that the boy is blameless, and then she throws herself off the balcony, and I didn't realize that Verinis and Niobe lived high up enough to die from a fall like that. But Niobe...
Let me ask you, Steve, did she jump or did she fall backwards?
In the
if you were playing Man of
universe,
Medan,
she jumped. No one's going to get that joke 4 months from now.
Yeah, that joke's not going to make any sense in 6 months.
No, I don't care about the joke. I just want to know what Steve thought. She did not jump. She just dropped backwards.
Niobe admits the truth. She stresses to Verinis, I thought you were dead. She kills herself, and she tells Verinis not to blame the boy. So let's pause here for a second. Like, what do we think of Niobe's character? Because I think she was done dirty, and all the people, all the Rome fans that treat her as this monster are completely in the wrong.
I agree with you. I don't think she's a monster. I think that should she have lied to him for the past 7 years about this kid? I don't know. I think there is plenty of opportunities. Like, they established that their relationship is good now and stuff. She had that opportunity early on. She chose not to take it. People make choices, and it leads to bad
Haven't we established that the punishment for what? Well, haven't we established that her reason for not doing this is because the punishment for doing this is he has the right, as a Roman male citizen, to just up and end her?
Yes, and he grabs a knife when he first finds out the truth.
But he doesn't come at her, though.
She has every right to believe he will.
No, the only thing that Niobe did wrong was choosing her sister's husband to sleep with. She owes an apology to her sister and no one else. She did not cheat on Verinis because she was told Verinis was dead. And she was completely justified in lying to Verinis because Verinis would have fucking killed her. Even after...
And Verinis at the beginning of the show, 100% would have.
Yes, and even now, even after 7 years of having a good relationship, Verinis grabbed the knife as soon as Niobe admitted it. So Niobe, the only thing she did wrong is who she chose to sleep with. She was not wrong in sleeping with that person.
Agreed.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah, fuck
Justice for Niobe.
Justice for Reddit.
Justice for Niobe.
Anyway, so that's and then later on, like, Verinis goes down to the street level and is cradling Niobe's body as his children come upon him. So let's go back to Caesar. So Caesar goes into the Senate. They mentioned, like, where's Verinis? Verinis is gone, and so they're like, never mind, we got shit to do. Other Senate and then other conspirators, they distract Mark Antony. And they distract Posca, and so they get Caesar into the Senate, and then they start stabbing him. Like, I was expecting
it just happens.
Takes a while. Takes a while.
No.
They're like, come on, guys! Like, the dude comes up to him and he's like, "Get your hand off me!" And he's kind of messing with him. He's like, "Come on, guys! Like, let's fucking stab him."
I was expecting like tensions to be mounting and building to some sort of crescendo, but it doesn't. One guy just grabs Caesar, and Caesar says, "Take your hand off me," and then someone yells, "Do it now!" And then they all do it now. They just stab the shit out of him, with Brutus getting the final kill. Like, there was not nearly enough build up to the actual stabbing of Caesar.
100%.
But Caesar dies. Brutus has a breakdown. Mark Antony comes in and sees that Caesar is dead, and he's actually, like, teary-eyed because he genuinely did love Caesar for all of Caesar's flaws. And,
did they look shocked, though, that he walked in? Because, like, Brutus looks at him, and, like, Mark Antony just walks in, and you could tell he's like, "I'm gonna fuck you guys up now. Like, you guys really fucked this up." But it just seemed like Brutus was shocked that he was standing there. Because you kind of see them, like, somebody takes him aside before Caesar gets into the Senate, like, to distract him or whatever. But it just seemed weird. Like, why would you not take out Mark Antony while he's there? Like, let him come in and stab the shit out of him as well.
I don't know, but Mark Antony just turns and flees. Caesar is dead. Brutus is having a breakdown. Verinis is cradling Niobe's body. And then the last shot we get is Titus Pullo holding hands with Irene, and they're apparently going to go get married in 10 minutes. And that is the end of season 1 of Rome.
Ronan, your thoughts?
Fuck this show. Fuck this cowboy. Fuck this bullshit. Yeah,
This guy's just going all in on every hand.
Yeah, I was shouting that for a reason. You guys have encouraged it. He's literally doing it every
We didn't
hand
encourage anything. He was doing that already.
now. Not initially. But regardless, the show sucks. Like the only characters that were likable by the end of the show are no longer likable. Our conspirators just kind of randomly hatched together a bullshit plan and with no fucking thought for what's going to happen afterwards. Which historically is also what they did.
I think their idea for what's going to happen afterwards is they will be held as heroes because they specifically say Brutus, who is from the bloodline of a person that killed tyrants, has now killed a tyrant. So I think their idea for what happens next is they are going to be lauded.
Spoilers, they are dead wrong.
Did we mention that Servilia tells Attia basically like, I'm gonna let you run.
I forgot about that.
I'm gonna fucking chase you down and basically make your life a living hell. I'm not gonna kill you right now.
Yep.
I'm gonna kill you later.
Spoilers, this
also does not happen.
I wanted you to be the first to know about what's happening. Caesar's dead. And Attia tries to play it off. Attia tries to be like, well, of course you wouldn't hurt us. We are good friends. Politics is the world of men. And Servilia is like, nah, bitch. I am going to fucking ruin you the way you ruined me. And Octavian's giving her the stink eye. But then, they leave.
Nice, Steve.
Did I do good? Oh, shit, I did do good. I was not paying any attention.
You beat the bearded cowboy.
I was not paying any attention to that. Anyways, so Servilia tells Attia that I'm coming for you. I'm going to let you run just so I can get the joy of chasing you down. And Attia and Octavian are like, we're fucking beat. They just have to leave. Like, they know that they are now marked men and they got to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, I like this episode quite a bit, aside from the Titus Pullo stuff. That stuff, I thought, I agree with you 100%, Steve, didn't even need to be in this episode at all. They should have taken all of that Titus Pullo storyline and put it more into Brutus and Caesar and all of that. This episode felt very fast. It's only 47 minutes. That includes the opening and end credits, so it's probably more like 44-ish minutes, 43, 44. It just felt like it went too quick. They didn't give any time to breathe. But overall, I like the episode. I like where all the stories, aside from Polo, where they sort of end up. I like what the hell is going to happen, because obviously this is setting up Octavian, becomes the first emperor of Rome, and how does he do that in 10 episodes? How are we going to find out that Octavian is going to...
Storytelling is how that happens.
He's going to outsmart Brutus and the Senate and Mark Antony and all of that. So I like this finale, aside from the Polo stuff. What are your thoughts on the finale, Steve?
I hated the Polo stuff.
Yeah.
I like just about everything else except for Caesar's death. I wanted more of a build-up to the big moment, but it came across more like the show just had to rip the Band-Aid off and get there at the end.
Okay. Well, that's it, folks. That's season 1 of Rome. Jupiter's CROCK. Hit that like and subscribe. But we'll be back in 2 weeks where we start our final 5 episodes of Rome. We're going to watch season 2. 10 episodes. We'll see how it goes.
But now we have to go all in blind, and we're going to have the cowboy joining us.
That's true. That's true. Let's take all of his money. Oh, man, dude's got pocket aces.
He's busted out twice now, so he's lost his advantage.
Okay. I've busted out once.
I've busted out twice.
He won? He fucking won!
That one hand that I took earlier got me basically my 2 buyouts back. All right, here we go. All in blind against the cowboy.
Watch the cowboy not go all in on this hand.
No, he's done it every other time. Look at him. Giving you the finger guns. And the little finger.
I'm going all in.
Same.
Yep.
Yep, come on, cowboy.
Told you.
Raising. Yep. We're playing, cowboy. Oh yeah, look at
shit.
this.
Here we go.
Look at it. Come
Come on, dude.
Don't
Come
ruin
on.
it.
Come on.
You know you want to.
Do it.
Keep looking at those cards. They ain't gonna change.
Do it. Oh,
Ah.
pussy. Wuss.
All right. Oh, 310. Yikes. Jack Ace. Oh, King Queen.
Ooh, I need kings, I need queens.
I need tens. Give me tens.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's a 10.
No,
Oh, he
come
got
on.
the jack.
Give me
I need another
king or
10.
queen. King or
Another
queen.
10.
Oh, wait, give me an ace and I'll have a straight.
Another 10, another 10, another 10.
Yes!
Steve won!
Yes! Fuck you! Fuck you! Thank you, everyone, for completing season 1 of Rome with us. We'll be back next time, where we will probably have to play at an even lower tier table because of Ronan. Thank you. Good night.
Ronan, how many chips you got, Ronan? Just let us know how many chips you got right now.
I already backed out of it.
Okay, well, it tells you on the main screen of the game. So I'm going to leave the table.
I think it says 3,307.
I have
You are poor.
I have 954,000.
I have 1,740,893.
Ronan, how is that even possible?
3,000.
Because it's not. I'm more stupefied as to how you don't know how that's possible. It's well known that I suck at poker. I've never been good at it in all the years that we played it. So I mean, what the fuck do you mean? How did that happen? That's it. That was the inevitable outcome. Get on my level, Steve.
I don't want to be on your poverty level. Thank you, everyone. Good night.